This is K.M. Weiland, and you are listening to the 19th episode of the Wordplay Podcast. This week, I'm off on my yearly jaunt to a conference in Midwestern Illinois, where I'll get the chance to visit old friends, do some book signings, and hopefully sell a jillion copies of Behold the Dawn. After all the hustle and bustle of this past month, it'll be nice to get away for a long weekend. My blog tour is ongoing. This week, you can find excerpts from Behold the Dawn, an ebook giveaway, the second part of my interview on Liberty Spadel's Word Wanderings, and my guest post entitled Making Minor Characters Pop on the blog Little Scribbler. You can find more details, including links to all these posts, in the left column of my blog at wordplay-kmweiland, that's WEILAND.blogspot.com. Meanwhile, please enjoy this week's post, Why You Should Be Writing Scared. It's my belief that writers should be scared pretty much all the time. In fact, a constant state of terror would be optimal. When you sit down at your desk and extend your hands to your keyboard, a little tremble should shake your fingers. Your heart should be pounding just hard enough that you find it a tad difficult to draw that first, or second, or third breath. A little dryness of mouth, a little dampness of face, a little quiver in the abdominal region. These are the symptoms of sheer, unadulterated panic. These are the symptoms of a good writer. At first glance, this might seem like I'm spouting so much craziness. After all, fear isn't usually something one cultivates, much less enjoys. Unless, of course, you happen to be a bull rider, or an extreme skier, or an African lion hunter. Very likely you chose the role of writer so that you would be able to narrate safely from the sidelines, without any worry about facing gut-clenching, shiver-inducing nightmares up close and personal. But I'm here to tell you that if you ain't writing scared, you ain't pushing the boundaries. Whenever your comfort zone starts getting too comfortable, it's a sure bet you're no longer challenging yourself. Writing scared means pushing yourself to the limit, tackling projects that look unconquerable, and always forcing yourself to go just a little bit farther than you think you're capable of going. In the May 2009 issue of Writer's Digest, Mark Bowden, author of Black Hawk Down, wrote, I'd also advise writers to always be working on the most ambitious thing they've ever done. If you do that, your skills will consistently improve. When it comes to writing, I've got the wanderlust. I've no interest in visiting territory I've already covered. I want to journey on, see new sights, discover what's over that next horizon. With every new project I begin, I make it a point to push myself to new heights. I want each story I write to be completely different. I want to meet characters I've never met, not just rehash the old standbys. I want to tackle themes that are always a little bigger than what I already have a handle on. I want to attempt narrative feats that seem all but impossible at my current skill level. Life's too short for me to run in circles chasing my tail. That might be comfortable, it might be familiar, but it's not exciting and it's not challenging. Don't get me wrong. Despite all that nice adrenaline, being scared isn't very much fun. It's easy to be assailed by doubts and insecurities. It's even easier to make excuses. Well, Dostoevsky could get away with writing a dark novel with a rambling, insane hero, but he was Dostoevsky. Every time I reach the middle portion of a novel, I go through a terrifying sinking spell, in which I'm absolutely 100% dead to rights certain that I've bitten off more than I can chew. But even as I'm wandering around in search of someone who can perform the Heimlich maneuver on me when I start choking, I also keep writing, and challenging myself, and rewriting, and growing. By the time I reach the end of the novel, I've not only learned how to swallow, I've also written a story that, although still a long ways from perfect, is better than anything I thought I'd ever be able to write. That's a cycle of fear that's most definitely worth repeating. As I sit down at my desk to begin what will be my 8th novel, I have every intention of pushing the envelope as far as I can, and I have no doubt whatsoever that I will spend most of the winter and part of the spring in abject terror. If you see a writer running around with bloodshot eyes and hair frizzed out on end, it just might be me. Or, if you're lucky, maybe a second glance will show you that the wild-eyed writer is your own reflection in the mirror. Thank you for listening to the Wordplay Podcast. To read a transcript of this episode, visit me on the web at wordplay-kmweiland, that's WEILAND.blogspot.com, and be sure to listen again next week.